This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by Elyette Roux, a 20-year engineer who leads the Sales and Marketing Communications and Transformation Division at Nexans, the subsea cable manufacturer. Elyette, to start us off, can you give us a by the numbers look at Nexans today using the metrics of your choice, also with insights on your responsibilities within the company?
Yeah, so what I can say is that Nexans is a 6.7 billion euro turnover, that we have around 28,000 employees worldwide in 42 countries. So it means that from a sales and marketing perspective, by the way, the community is all over the world, okay? We are working with what we call platinum accounts, namely, for instance, in the US, Equinor and Ørsted. And we really are into a transformation journey among one program which I lead, which is called Shift Prime. And the title is that it's about premiumization of what we do for our platinum accounts to create a platinum experience across the world.
Well, I see that you joined Nexans just about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
What specifically attracted you to the position and the maritime and subsea space?
Okay, so first of all, I've been in the electrification sector for quite a while, and also actually the subsea sector for some years when I was based and located in Oslo in Norway, working with big oil and gas and maritime industries. But it was at a time where actually energy transition was not on the lips of everybody. So now let's say that one of the key reasons for me joining Nexans was really about the purpose to electrify the future in a decarbonized manner. Clearly the fact that Nexans is basically doing and acting and deciding every day in the way of transitioning the energy towards decarbonized energy is what is attracting me to Nexans, and makes me feel that what I do every day is contributing to it, contributing to the climate, to the context also in which our employees and our families are living in.
So can you provide some insight specifically on your engineering background and how you see a STEM education has helped to advance your career over the years?
Yeah. Okay. So in my engineering school, which was it's actually the top two in France. It has campuses across the world. Actually, it's called Central. So it's not that of a complex word to describe. Actually, generalist engineering degree. But in my case, I decided to go for two main specialties. The first one is more the technology specialty, which was around mechanics, aeronautics, and energy. And the second specialty was more in terms of job to be done, which was around project management. So as a matter of fact, I started actually even before I finished my school, I was actually hired within a company called Dassault Aviation, which is known actually in the US for the business jet, Falcon business jet, that is actually landing very close to New York in Teterboro. So, but on my side, I started with the military aircraft that Dassault Aviation was manufacturing, working on the weapon system. So I was program managing the weapon system together with the French army and any other customers of this aircraft. So after 4 years, basically it gave me this way of working with the customers pushed me towards working more in sales. More than, what I was doing was more or less in program management. You manage work packages. So you manage a full life cycle of product. In that case, it was a weapon system. So I decided to move entirely to sales and business development, which is what I did for several years. So I could continue on, but let's say that my engineering degree drove me to industrial world that I affectionate. And you see, I'm actually back to it after a few years in IT with Cisco. So back to the industry, back to the energy.
There is an obvious global push to attract more young people from every corner of the planet to a STEM education and careers, particularly young women. What is your best advice for young women mulling career choices today?
Yeah, so first of all is trust trust themselves and have the courage. The two main advices, because and I still see that I have 4 kids, including 3 daughters, and I see that they are facing biases every day, either at school or outside school, which is like, oh, you are a girl, so you cannot be good in math, or you will not succeed in science, this is for boys, or engineering is for boys, or so, basically trusting yourself that you can do it, especially if you like it, so I have my daughters, they love math, so I'm actually encouraging them to love math, and maybe do something towards that. Maybe they will not become engineers like their mom, but probably they will leverage math in terms of analytical skills, which is useful for anyone worldwide. So this is one step, and the other one is having the courage, because let's say that all those young ladies have been part of it. There is not someone, sponsoring you behind, like, you can make it, you can make it. It's the opposite. It's like, how are you going to make it? You are going to have kids, and how are you going to manage your life balance with your professional life balance? No, in the end, by the way, it's the same questions for boys right now, if I may. So yeah, having the courage.
So, how specifically have you seen attitudes and opportunities change and open for women in technical careers over the last 20 years?
Yeah, so the way I look at it is that it's also very cultural based, because I had the chance in my career to work in many countries. So I've been indeed located in the Nordics for quite some years, but I've been also traveling in many countries due to the nature of the customers I was following, mostly industrial customers. What I've seen is that the job environment more or less has been adapted to include women and to make them thrive. The main problem I see is still the same after 20 years, is more the source, the input, from the education standpoint. And where I see that there has been a great progress, but maybe faster than in the traditional industry I'm working with, is actually in IT. Since again, as I said, I've been working for Cisco, is that you see possibilities for women to convert or change career towards IT jobs in an easier way than, going suddenly to engineering in industrial type of, world like maritime. It's not that easy. So I would say that if from the source, back to my point, there is not an education that is fostering girls to actually trust themselves and give them the courage to go into those scientific studies, to then go into more engineering drive, then most likely you will end up with the same situation, that you don't have that many ladies joining companies in this industry, and also less and less ladies the more you go up, even though, like I said, companies are making a lot of efforts to help them to strive. Yeah.
What do you consider to be the most exciting and innovative part of Nexans' business today, and what can the industry expect to see from the company in 2023?
Yeah, what I see today is what I hope we are going to be able to execute soon, which is, going in deep water, like 3,000 meters under the sea, to be able to lay a cable that will connect countries and continents even. So the way I look at it is that it's really the future for our civilization, to build those energy motorway that are so key to help with decarbonation, because of course the countries that are able to produce this decarbonized energy, whether it's solar or wind, or if this is even produced offshore, then you need to link that to something somewhere, and this creates power, not only in terms of the power, energy power, but more in terms of power to decide your future as a country, as a society. So I see it very positively, and I feel proud to be part of this energy transition those days. At the same time, there is something that is in terms of innovation that is really putting us to the next level, like I said, is this deep water subsea cable that are laid down by our new boat that which is called Aurora, which is a marvel of technology. So this is the most impressive, let's say, innovation that I can testify against in Nexans those days. And ahead of us, I hope we have more and more of those technological capabilities to be able to continue building up those energy motorways everywhere in the world.